Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Committed Critics, a pop culture podcast. We're not only committed to our opinions, but also each other. Aww. I'm Kevin Lau.
I'm Ryan Davis.
I'm Zach Wright.
And I'm Jordan Smearman.
Hello, everyone. I can't believe Jordan just did that.
What'd she do?
We were going to sync. We were going to sync, and we both said the word cake. I'm like, but it was out of sync.
I
So
was
like,
just trying
I had
to-
two different cakes. I was like, are you fucking me right now?
Hey, you can never have enough cake, okay?
Jesus
I was waiting for Jordan to say, and I'm almost legally blind.
I thought about it. I thought about it.
Speaking of blindness, we're talking about something completely different. Nintendo, specifically our favorite Nintendo games. So as we all know, we're releasing after it comes out, but the Super Mario movie releases in theaters April 7th, not sponsored. So we just, I thought about like, hey, what if we just talk about our favorite Nintendo games? Just see where
I hate to interrupt.
what our history was.
I hate to interrupt.
Yeah.
Jordan just put in a Google search. What prescription is is legally blind? And Google spat back at her. Jordan is double the amount of legally blind.
Oh.
Negative 2.5 means you are negatively
Oh my.
legally
Do you
blind.
get like are you supposed to get like a special pass or something?
Oh my god,
it-
can I get a handicap pass?
Oh my god, we park up front? Hell yeah, let's go. Sorry, continue. Sorry.
Like a discount at the bar or something?
Oh, please, they won't give veterans discounts at the bars.
Do I get a tax break? Or
Wait,
will I get a tax break?
Just Zach, will you be able to claim Jordan as a dependent?
Yeah. Whenever we
There we go.
Whenever we finally get married, can I claim her as a dependent?
Anyways, so favorite Nintendo games. Guys, what are some of your favorite Nintendo games that you played? Or at least what is your history with Nintendo?
Kevin, I feel like you should go first.
Okay. I've been playing Nintendo games since I was 12 years old. I dug up my dad's old Nintendo and Super Nintendo,
Hell
which
yeah.
I think I actually played on them when I was a toddler, but like not too much.
Mhm.
But yeah, I actually did play as a toddler because there were some like games targeted towards me with the show based on shows I watched as a kid.
Nice.
But yeah, no, I dug it back up and I was like, oh, let's play, Mario. Let's try it out. And then it just like, once I played more and more games that my dad had, and I was like, and I just kind of fell in love with like retro games through that. But also like, I started collecting Nintendo stuff later on, especially after I graduated college. I was like, I'm going to play some of these games that I missed out on. We like a friend of our family friend gave us a Wii shortly after it came out. So I had that. But and also the first generation Wii, which had GameCube compatibility.
Dude, the Wii was a movement. I remember getting
yeah.
the Wii.
Oh,
Oh
so
my
good.
god.
Dude.
Yeah, the Wii changed everything.
Yeah. It like because it was a console that like even casual like non-gamers knew how to play.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Stuff like bowling and stuff like that. So it was like amazing. And then I own a Switch. Then very recently this past Christmas I bought myself a Nintendo 64.
Nice.
So yeah, I have almost all the consoles. Well, technically I can play every Nintendo console, but I don't own every single console separately.
Nice.
But yeah, some of my favorites Nintendo games are Yoshi's Island on the Super Nintendo. I originally played it on the Game Boy Advance, but yeah,
That's the one with
but,
Baby
no-
Mario, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
No, but like playing it, I played it again not too long ago on the Super Nintendo, and it's amazing. Really fantastic colors. And like fun history lesson. So do you guys know about the FX chip in some of the Super Nintendo games that were used for like Star Fox to do like 3D graphics?
No.
So yeah, so some games on Super Nintendo had an extra chip inside the cartridge itself to like basically give it more processing power, so that
Nice.
way you can do like fake 3D graphics. It's called the FX chip. Yoshi's Island, it's a little known fact that it actually has the FX2 chip in it because it has a bigger color palette than most 16-bit games have. and also there's a lot of like foreground and background elements going on at the same time. So like it needs that extra power to process all of that.
Nice.
So for any gamers who are interested in you doing emulators, there's a thing called the Yoshi's Island test, where if your emulator software is not able to process Yoshi's Island correctly without frame drops, then it does not pass the Yoshi's Island test, and you should get a better emulator.
Get good,
but yeah.
kid.
Yeah, exactly. I also love Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on the Switch. I think it's the best Mario Kart game in the entire series.
I feel like that's fair.
Especially with the DLC. And then also my favorite Zelda game, Legend of Zelda Wind Waker on GameCube. Absolutely love it.
Not Breath of the Wild?
Breath of the Wild is a fantastic game. One of my favorites. Legend of Zelda, like Wind Waker, just hits like a different spot.
Interesting.
Ryan, what about you?
So it's weird for me because I had more Nintendo games than probably anything when I was younger. But they weren't exactly Nintendo, if that makes sense. It was more like, I had Force Unleashed, or I had Bakugan, or I had anything else. The only Nintendo games I had on the Wii were pretty much Mario Kart and Super Smash Bros. And stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh yeah. But the only games I'd probably say like I enjoy playing the most are probably Fire Emblem games, and those have even gotten to be the more recent ones.
Yeah.
Mainly because it's anime, it's strategy, and it's slice of life. So I enjoy it all.
It's also a dating simulator.
You can turn into a dating simulator, which I
That's
found
true. That's
out
true.
after my second playthrough, and I was like, oh wait, you can actually put these people together. It just doesn't randomize it at the end. Okay, that's new. But yeah, like I don't know. Like Nintendo for me was weird because I had a lot more games that weren't, strictly Nintendo on there.
Right. Yeah, it's like all the third-party games, but like you're playing it on the Wii.
Yeah. Oh, I had Mario Sonic the Olympic Games, which for some reason was like weird at the time for me. But yeah, I think the Wii was probably the best thing that we had though. Like me and my brothers flipped out when we got a Wii.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. My mom brought that home and surprised us. I think it was for my birthday or Christmas or something. And it was like one of the last ones. Kevin, do you remember the GameStop on like campus?
Yeah.
She got it from that one. And like
Wow.
She drove all the way there.
It's
That
not
was-
there anymore.
No, not our
Yeah.
campus, Ryan. Not our campus. The one in U of I.
Oh. Okay, I was about to say, I'm like,
Yeah,
hold up.
that store's not there anymore. It's long
No,
gone.
no, long gone. But that was the best.
Was it back when it was
GameStop in all of
Was
Champaign
it back when it
Urbana.
was EB Games?
No, it was
Oh,
before
EB
that. It was before
Games.
that, or after that. Sorry, it was a GameStop. But yeah, that was the best GameStop, by the way. Fun fact.
Oh,
will
I
say-
did not know that was the best one.
Oh yeah,
I will
that
say
one,
the-
those treated my parents the best. They were like, "Yeah, what's he want?" And they're like, they would just get to know my mom and dad. It was hilarious.
That's awesome.
I would say the
but yeah.
best game that ever was on the Wii was Wii Sports, and I'm just sticking with that.
Oh,
That is a yeah.
Excuse you, Wii Sports Resorts exists.
I only like
I
the
still
sword
stand
fighting
by.
on Wii Sports Resorts.
I stay by Ryan. He's correct. We Sports original.
the sales numbers don't lie. Don't talk about in-game packaging or whatever.
Look, when
Wii
I
Sports
hit
sold more than any other game in existence.
Look, only
Correct.
in Wii Sports Tennis that people go like, "Wow!" whenever I hit like a good hit serve or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm still not over how bad they fucking botched the Nintendo Switch one.
Oh, the Switch Sports.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, it's awful.
they fumbled the bag so hard on that.
I haven't even
All they
played
had to
it.
do was just do the exact same thing over again, and they just fucked it.
It was. I was very surprised, like how terrible it looks and all that,
Yeah.
and
That was
how
so
bad the
sad.
reception was. I was like, yikes! You really dropped this. I mean, like at least we have Ring Fit, I guess.
I guess, yeah. For
Anyways.
me, I loved the Super Mario Galaxy games for the Wii.
Mhm.
Mario Galaxy 1, Mario Galaxy 2.
Oh,
loved
yeah.
them. Loved the 3D mechanics. I loved how you just like go around in a fucking globe and just keep running around.
Yeah,
All that shit, great for a kid my age back then.
I mean, it's
um,
great for adults too. It's still a fantastic game.
Honestly, yeah. Yeah, Mario Galaxy, cream of the crop. For now, Breath of the Wild, I love. Fell in love with that game. Played it twice. Played it all the way through twice. Haven't gone back and done the side quests because, like, I don't want to look for a bunch of fucking seeds, to be honest with you.
Oh no, you don't have to do with the side quests.
Yeah.
like,
It's my
it's
favorite
really-
Nintendo game for sure
Yeah.
is Breath of the Wild. And I'm sure the argument can be made if it's the best Nintendo game, but there are other heavy hitters as well.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mind people saying Breath of the Wild is the best Nintendo game, but I think like there's definitely like discussion about like all like the road that led to Breath of the Wild, because it
Oh,
takes
yeah.
a lot of mechanics of what Nintendo has been doing before and putting
Right.
it together. But yeah, how about you, Jordan? Are you able to read your notes?
Yes, I have my glasses back on. We're fine. Honestly, like I feel like I haven't played, like, even though I grew up playing video games, like I had a Game Boy Advance, and then I got a DS, and then we got the Wii. So like I've been surrounded by Nintendo for a long time, pretty much my entire life. But I haven't like played. I've never played a Super Mario Bros. Game until yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, hang on. We bought 3D Mario.
Oh,
with
I don't know if
Bowser's
that counts.
Fury.
We bought that.
the 3D World.
Yeah.
3D World. Yeah, it's the
Nice.
closest she's gotten to a Mario Bros. Game.
Yeah.
Like a
I mean,
classic
it's still
2D.
it's a good one.
Yeah.
So, but before that, like I will say, like my favorite games growing up that were made by Nintendo were definitely Nintendogs. Underrated. So good.
Yeah. Mhm.
Animal Crossing for the DS, and then Mario Kart for both the DS and Wii.
Nice.
But nowadays, obviously, Animal Crossing New Horizons, even though I haven't played it in a few months, but it took over my life. And then Kirby, and of course, Captain Toad is an honorable mention. But I would say
Yes.
Animal Crossing and Kirby for my entire life.
Jordan, I remember living in Stan's house and and watching you play Animal Crossing, and I was like, "This is fascinating." I have no idea what's going on. All I know is she has to pay taxes.
I sat there for 5 hours in our living room one day. Like I literally was just there 5 hours, and it
Oh,
felt
yeah.
like 30 minutes. It was great.
Oh
Right,
yeah.
remember when I did the Rocky montage in Animal Crossing?
Yes. Oh my god.
Jordan, did you pick up the new Kirby game, Return to Dreamland?
There's a new one?
Yeah, it's a remake of a Wii Kirby game.
Oh.
Is it gonna
but
be
yeah.
as good as the one she just played?
It's different. It's a side scroller, not like a 3D environment, but it
Okay.
is fantastic. One of the best Kirby games.
Well, shit. Here we were yesterday buying 3D World. I could have bought Kirby.
I
feel
haven't
like-
played the remaster. I only played the original. So
Okay.
I
but
feel
I'm
like
sure
we're gonna
the
get more out of 3D World.
But I love
you're definitely gonna get more hours out of 3D World for sure.
Okay. But I love Kirby. I love him.
Excellent series, excellent character. But before we move on, why we love Nintendo so much, we're gonna take a quick break. See you in a bit.
Hey everybody, my name is Jordan, and you've probably heard me on an episode or two, but did you know I also have a baking channel? Bluebell Bake is by the amateur baker for the amateur baker. On the channel, I'll be posting recipes, tips and tricks, and more so we can all learn to better our baking skills. You can find my channel on YouTube at Bluebell Bake, we're currently posting monthly, or on Instagram and TikTok, both at bluebell.bake. Come join our little community where no matter what happens, we keep on baking.
Don't you wish there was a pop culture review site that appealed to cinephiles, both professional and casual? Well, look no further than crprights.com. New content such as movie and TV reviews, film essays, and more are released every week by writers who crave for movies like every moviegoer craves for popcorn. CRP Rights is dedicated to making sure no one is wasting time or money where they shouldn't be. After all, you have to be able to buy your popcorn and eat it too. crprights.com. Casual reviews with purpose since 2018.
And welcome back to Committed Critics as we continue to talk about Nintendo and how much we love this corporate overlord.
It's a
Just
better
give us a
corporate
Switch
overlord
Pro.
than
Come
Microsoft.
on.
It's better than Microsoft. I'll say that.
Is it though?
Nah, I don't know that one.
Have you not seen the little one video where it's like Microsoft, and then it's like Sony fighting them in the war or something? I don't know. It's been a while.
You say that like Nintendo and Microsoft aren't buddies now.
That's
they?
true.
Oh, yeah, Call of Duty's coming to Switch.
Well, they've been like
Ew.
you know, since the success of the Switch, like Microsoft been giving them exclusives like Cuphead, and also like Minecraft is now on. Steve is on in Smash Bros. Stuff like
I mean,
that.
Sora's also in Smash Bros. I think Nintendo's just making friends because they're like, we need new IP.
No, well, the creator of Kingdom Hearts is friends with the creator of Smash Bros. So
And it took them this long? Gosh darn it.
Disney rights, my friend.
Yeah, that's
Uh-huh.
true. I forgot Disney. Disney is the true monster of the corporate world.
Oh yeah. Anyways, what do we believe makes a Nintendo game great? And are there any Nintendo games that you want to see remade or remastered? Zach, do you want to kick us off with this one?
Yeah, I like how creative Nintendo games can be. If you look at, like, for example, like I said, Mario Galaxy, right? When that game came out, it really took advantage of the Wii's mechanics with like the point and click and like shooting the star pieces at Lumas and getting all like the little, like, I can't remember what they're called, star clusters, whatever.
Yeah, I think that's what they
and-
are.
Yeah, and I also took advantage of like the 3D elements, like the horsepower of the Wii, like be able to do like those 3D environments where you like would walk around a globe and like the center of gravity is in the middle of the planet and bouncing from planet to planet, how it can be different and how certain ones act, like how certain planets have different kinds of gravity and different kinds of styles and all that cool stuff. It really made the like traditional Mario sense of like going from like level to level to level a little more different. It really took like spun that on its head, which is really why I really would love to see like a remaster or a remake for Mario Galaxy. Now, yes, I know they did have the 3-pack. They did have the 3-pack limited edition for those three. I think was it what 64 Sunshine and Galaxy.
Yeah, 64 Sunshine and Galaxy. Yes,
The
quote unquote
limited edition,
limited.
limited edition, where it's like you can only buy it digitally, but if you want the physical, it's gone or whatever bullshit that was.
No, it was like it's like you can buy it digitally or physically, and it will continue to be manufactured and available until like a certain date.
Right.
Let me look up how much it's costs now.
I think that I don't know if they still sell it physically, but I wonder if you still can buy it digitally. Anyway, while Kevin looks that up, I really want more of a like an actual like either a sequel to Mario Galaxy. I would like to see Mario Galaxy 2 be released so you can play that again. Or a more accessible way for the Mario Galaxy games because those fucking slapped.
Yeah, you can still like buy the 3D All Stars like used on eBay for like $48.
Oh, that's not bad. Cool.
Yeah.
And like in a different vein, right? Breath of the Wild, where it's more of a open world like RPG element, kind of like almost like a Souls-like kind of game where there's like a parry mechanic and a dodge roll and combat with the degradation system. All those different types of elements put into a video game. I think Nintendo does in a very well crafted and well created sort of way, which is why I like them.
Mm-hmm. Cool. How about you, Ryan?
I'd say if you love platformers, Nintendo is a great, system for you. I suck at platformers like immensely. Like,
Oh man, you just gotta play Metroid Prime then.
I've tried all the different platforms. I've tried the 3D ones, the 2D ones, and I'm like, all right, I can do this for about.
Metroid Prime is not a platformer. Metroid Prime's a shooter.
I know it is, but you have to jump and stuff. If you have to jump in a game and it's not like it's not like just hopping over a ledge, then I'm gonna suck at it. Like I still haven't beaten Mario Odyssey because I suck at it still.
Wow.
It's bad. Like I'm like, how do people do this? Like who can collect all these moons? It's like this is insane.
You don't need to collect that much to beat the main story.
Dude, when I tell you I am still stuck in this city looking for moons, I'm just like, you know what?
I'm gonna
come back to this.
Odyssey?
Yeah.
Yes.
Dude, it's not that hard.
That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm getting at, but I didn't want to insult Ryan.
I am not a platform gamer. 2Ds and 3D platforms, I suck at.
Oh man, Ryan, you would be terrible at Super Mario 64.
Oh, I know I would. I would definitely would. I had Mario on my Game Boy, and I was like, this sucks. I can't beat it. I think the only Mario game that I ever got like very close to beating was like it was Mario Super Brothers or something. It was on the Game Boy like Color or Advance or something like that. And it was like you played as Mario and Luigi, you could switch up and do combos and power moves and fights and stuff.
The Super Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga.
Yeah, that thing.
Yeah, it's on
my
Game Boy
God.
Advance. Oh, dude,
Deep cut.
I love that game.
Yeah, I love dude. It was the only Mario game I was ever like truly good at, unless you count Mario Kart.
It's the only turn-based combat game that I actually had fun with.
Wow, Pokemon Persona just rolling in the
Damn.
dirt.
Yeah, I'm not super big on Pokemon gameplay.
Pokemon was good in the day. Now it's just like it's gotten stale, and I
was-
say this as someone who never got to play Pokemon.
I was actually thinking about bringing Mario and Luigi on the Superstar Saga on the show at some point, just to play through it. 'Cause
It'd be
It's fun.
Yeah. Jordan, what about you?
I think so.
Well, the more Nintendo games I play, the more I realize that I do like platformers. I may not be the best at them.
Oh.
I'm still kind of struggling with 3D World.
And
3D
you're-
World, I would say there is a difficulty factor to it, and it definitely ramps up.
I'm having a challenge.
Right,
in
it's a
3D
depth
World.
perception
It's a depth
thing, right?
perception.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was made for the Wii U, and the Wii U sucked.
Rip.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, no, I'm really liking platformers. Like, I mean, I loved Kirby. I started Odyssey a while ago.
Mhm.
I think I got through like the first and maybe second world. I just haven't gotten
Okay.
back to it yet because I got Kirby instead, or Captain Toad, one of the two. But I,
think
love
you-
Captain
I
Toad.
need to go back to that at some point.
Yeah, probably. However,
Like Mario Odyssey only takes like 6 hours for the main story.
oh yeah, I could do that.
Oh yeah, I beat like a day. I went through
Yeah.
that.
You know what, guys?
No, Ryan, it's okay.
It's okay. No, one day Ryan asked me, he's like, oh, how long did it take you to beat Breath of the Wild? I'm like, oh, under 40 hours. And I was kind of like just goofing around most of the time, a good chunk of the time. He's like, only 40 hours? I'm like, yeah, I mean,
I still haven't beaten Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, apparently he was like at 60 hours and still hasn't only got like one of the divine beasts or something.
Oh my
Well, it took
god.
me so.
There's a
It
lot of
took me
side
so-
quests.
There's side quests. I literally just explored looking for the towers, and then I forgot. I realized at one point it was like, oh wait, I need clothing to actually survive, like the cold or the heat or something like that. Like
Yeah.
No, you don't. Just run fast.
Run fast, eat a lot of apples.
Run fast, eat a lot of apples and chilies.
I tried that and I was just like, this is terrible.
It's stressful. I understand.
No, I mean, I still did it like, like I did the route of like finding all the towers, finding the clothes and stuff like that, But
Like, and also I realized Nintendo games sometimes take actual brain power, and that's something I don't have.
Well, the one thing about Ryan, I think you should. I think this is gonna sound terrible. Start over Breath of the Wild
Mm-hmm.
and look at it as more like a checklist, like a Assassin's Creed kind of game where you're just checking shit off. Get all the towers, then get all the divine beasts, and then check off Ganon, and then you're done.
yeah, and don't worry about the side quests because like it's
Yeah.
not. It's a game that's not designed to be a completionist game. Like the side quests are just really just optional. They don't affect anything.
I did realize that like the side quests don't really mean anything. Like it'd be different if there was XP or something
Yeah.
like that, or you got better weapons. But it's like, weapons
I mean,
break
that's just
anyway.
what-
So
The only
Yeah, I
side
mean,
quest
that's
we're
just what
doing
the,
is get the
uh,
Master Sword. That's really it.
Yeah.
Well, anyways.
Sorry, Jordan, continue.
Yeah, so I'm liking platformers more than I thought I would. But honestly, like
Interesting.
a game that I'd like to see remade or remastered would be Nintendogs.
Okay.
For the Switch, but like I know some of the controls would have to change because the Switch doesn't really utilize the touchscreen like the DS did.
Right.
I mean, the DS was all touchscreen for the most part. So like I think it'd be very interesting to see if they could do something like that because like I'm just thinking of like trying to give your dogs a bath or like doing the agility and things like that. It's not very it'd be or even
I mean,
walks
it would
and
just
stuff.
it would have to be handheld mode.
Yeah.
There's there's like some emulator consoles out there that are cheaper than buying a DS itself. If you want to get Nintendogs.
I think I still have
but,
my DS actually.
Oh, that's awesome.
I
I,
think-
mean, if you get so here's the thing. You guys, audience included, did not hear it from me. If you want to buy a 2DS XL, apparently they are super easy to hack, and then no way you can just play game files off a micro SD card. I haven't done it to mine yet, but
Yet,
you
are
never
you
know what's gonna
insinuating a
happen.
crime of copyright infringement,
I'm
Kevin?
just saying you never know what's gonna happen.
What could fall into your SD slot?
Yeah, oh no, something slipped into my micro SD card. And what if I put it inside this DS here?
Oh no.
Oh no, I'm playing a game that's not available in America. Stuff like that. But yeah, that's awesome. If you want any platformer recommendations, just let me know. I love them.
Awesome.
Kevin, what about you?
The reason why I love Nintendo so much and what I think makes a Nintendo game great are both art direction and gameplay. They kind of have the genius is it is in its simplicity approach in all of its aspects as they aim for the fun factor. So like, you know, it's stuff that's like really designed to be like, even like something in Breath of the Wild, which like is technically like a complex game. They make sure they introduce it in a way where it's very simple to understand how things work. Like you were literally they literally start you off with nothing. They have you start at the map part of the map where you can see the whole world. Then like you slowly kind of get introduced to more and more things, but there is like a path that you are essentially put on to make you understand how this game works.
Right. Yeah.
Same thing with Mario and stuff like that, where like with Mario is like, oh, like the original Mario game, you had on the original Nintendo, you had the D-pad, A, B, select, start, no other buttons. So like if you're, you know, as a kid, if you're playing it, you just start pressing buttons, see what happens, and you press the A button. It's like, oh, that makes me jump, and then like, you know, you start like jumping on the bad guys. You realize that if you hold B down, that you can run and stuff like that. It's just kind of like how it makes tutorials not feel like tutorials most of the time.
Right.
But yeah, and then yeah, art direction and gameplay is just always the best of the bunch, I think, because it's like they break the mold of what the rest of the industry is going for, with which like Sony and Microsoft are going more into like cinematic games, especially Sony, which are fine. Like they have a home at Sony. They don't really need to be anywhere else. I don't need Mario to get the Last of Us treatment, just be mostly walking down hallways.
No.
I want a Mario game where he wields a fucking cap that he just hacks people with.
Oh, you know, Mario Odyssey.
But like with blood and gore and Mario yelling "boy" to Luigi.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, like Legend of Zelda, like there was one game where they actually gave into the fan demand of a darker Zelda game, and that was Twilight Princess. A lot of people love Twilight Princess. I think it's one of the worst Zelda games. So
I thought it was Majora's Mask.
Crucify me if you must. But no, Majora's Mask is really good. It's very different. But
I thought that was the darker one.
No, Majora's Mask is dark. But it wasn't like fans demanding it to be dark. That was just like, it just happened to be like that. Twilight Princess was catering to the fans to be a darker, more grim, realistic story. And it kind of sucks.
Nice.
A lot of people love it though. But no, it's like, they really like do their own thing to not make an RPG. It is more of an accessible adventure game.
With
that
Kevin,
has a lot of challenge to it.
With Kevin,
Yes.
with that leads perfectly into a segue for your final thoughts.
My final thought is good for Nintendo for bouncing back from the disasters of the Wii U. But I think the Switch being an overwhelming success might hurt the success of their next console, as the gaming community is demanding PS5 level hardware for Sony type games, which is the opposite of what Nintendo aims for.
I meant the PS5 tie-in there. You didn't have to read your whole final thoughts verbatim. I was like,
know.
oh, cool. The Sony tie-in. There it is.
Yeah, exactly.
My bad. Sorry.
But no, I know it's all good. No, it's like, you know, it's not about, like, Nintendo really shows that it's not about the hardware. It is really about the design and the gameplay. 'Cause it's not about the graphics either. Like, good graphics does not a good game make. That I will leave it at that.
Well, I'm going to jump in real quick because I'm in complete dissidence with Kevin on that one. I agree with how Kevin says about how the opposite of high visual fidelity is what gamers crave.
Right.
Nintendo Switch, like, they have their own art style. Like Breath of the Wild still looks very well done, and looks very pretty and very like gorgeous. However, it is in like 720p.
They're able to get 720p if you play on the handheld, 1080p on the TV. Which
that's a very downscaled 10. I would even give it 1080p on the TV.
No, but
I thought it looked nice on the TV.
Regardless,
you might want to check your Switch settings. Make sure it's set to 1080p or auto.
Okay, fine. Anyway,
but yeah,
even,
no, I mean, like it's a very
not
simplified art style, which I think helps let it process so many things.
Right, and like I said, it's not the art style that bothers me. It's not the way it looks, like how grainy it looks. It's the fact that it's the frame rate that chugs whenever I throw a bomb and it explodes. And I'm like, That frame took a little bit longer to. Okay. There's a lot going. Okay, and then next thing I know, I get fucking sniped by a guardian hanging out somewhere.
You know, I actually don't have frame rate problems with my Switch.
Well, interesting.
I don't either.
Get
Treat
fucked.
it nice.
I mean, I have version 2, which has a different CPU in it, but it's more
Yeah.
for battery life than actual like processing
I
ability.
believe Jordan has the version 2 as well because we got it. In
Got it. Yeah,
2020.
March 2020.
Yeah, it came in the red box, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
That
the
being
one
said,
that has. Yeah,
it just depends on the console itself. I'm not asking for a 4K fucking console. I'm just asking for one where I can just hold 30 frames nicely. That's all I want. That's all I want.
well, Zach, I think you need to start getting into the emulator community.
Nah, fuck that. It's too much work. Ryan, what's your final thoughts?
I will thank Nintendo for keeping non-online multiplayer a thing. That's something I miss from video games, where I can just actually play with the people that are in my house currently. I don't have to like get two separate systems to play the same game with them and only on single player. Like, I really miss that. Please bring that back. I miss playing Call of Duty with actual friends in my house. But yeah, no, Nintendo, keep up with that. And thank you for just, giving me good family friend games. That's about it.
Jordan.
Yes, Fatal Frame, a good family game.
I don't know. I just really like Nintendo games. Like, after filling out the doc and stuff for this episode, I kind of realized how many Nintendo games I've played, even though I haven't played like the Mario ones. So it's just nice. I like Nintendo because I feel like they kind of have, not to say that the other gaming systems don't, but like Nintendo kind of has something for everyone. Like, Nintendo games were kind of the first that I've ever seen my dad, who is not a video game person at all, actually like play with me and my brother. So that was cool. And honestly, like, after talking about everything today, I kind of want to play Kirby again, but I got so stressed out during that. So we'll see. Maybe this time I'll just play it for fun and not try to collect every single thing.
Yeah, I will say the new one, the remastered that just came out, it is easier than and not as stressful.
Oh, that's
as
good.
the Forgotten Lands.
Maybe I won't cry.
Although I think Jordan's holding on us. I think she's actually a Metroid player. Like, she's played every Metroid game.
Jordan loves Metroid.
Wouldn't you like to know?
Wouldn't you like to
On
know,
that
Weather
note,
Boy?
If you want to hear the rest of our thoughts on other topics, tune into our full episode over on Patreon. You can follow us on Twitter at Committed Crits, that's COMMITTED, ITS, YouTube Committed Critics. And special thanks to our current patrons, Davey Peppers from Game Mechanics, Ryan Kolakowski for Ryan Plays Drums, Andy Phillips, Jody Wright. Are there more?
Devin.
Yeah,
Devin Vonderheide,
and
Brandon Morales.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. And we'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye.